this show food. Take it to extremes no different than that drug that takes you to excess. There's a medical study out that proves it. Will the government be out to stop it? Thin Jonathan Honig says, let the people decide what is fit to put in their mouths. Johnny.
Indeed, Neil, and I'm not going to ask where that big plate of Cinnabon went from last week, but point is that,
don't go there.
Listen, every individual has a right to his or her own life, and we choose to be healthy or not, and you got to make a choice every day. You know, do I want to eat the apple, or do I want to just eat pork rinds all day long?
Pork rinds.
In general,
go for pork rinds.
Well, you know, and the answer, of course, is moderation. I think that's the right that's usurped when government steps in and makes those decisions for you.
But Maegan, I believe the government's view here is that, you know, when you or someone, let's say me, were to overdo it, I'm costing all of you money when I do, right?
Absolutely, but stop the press. This is one time where Jonathan and I agree on something, because I'm with him that this has crossed the line. I know he's going to camera back with, but the healthcare thing.
Robbie, if you heard that, we do have a Fox News alert. The conservative and liberal in agreement right now. There you go.
It is the same thing as seatbelts. It's the same thing as seatbelts, cigarettes. You should decide whatever you want to do. The difference for me with this and healthcare is that, you know, it's just like the paved road that I have the right to drive as recklessly or safely on as I choose. Government provides healthcare as a human right.
Are these pork rinds during Passover? I digress. So, Cody, what do you make of it?
I mean, Neil, you know, it's funny. I've been called a socialist all day, so I'm going to sound like a libertarian socialist, I guess, now. I'm a liberal libertarian.
Socialist?
I'm telling you, on my blog all day, people are upset at me for being okay with the fact that we're not letting AT&T write off welfare.
But back to the
same thing. Yeah,
You're socialist on this.
I want the government out of my life. I don't look. I should be able to eat all the pork rinds I want, all things in moderation, including moderation. I love the good pork rind fest.
You don't even know what pork rinds are.
Man, I'd be eating me a lot of pork rinds on the weekends.
Okay. Well, whatever happens at the Willard House stays at the Willard House. But, all right, Lizzie, what do you make of that here? The argument for any of this and for what Johnny's doing is that if we don't police Johnny gets out of control, we all have to pay his medical bill.
Yeah, there's that, and then maybe the next step is the fat tax, you know, progressive fat tax. Me, I'd be in the 75% bracket because I've been struggling with the Tic Tac diet and isn't really working. But anyway, so...
You look marvelous.
You look marvelous. What
you do.
We're going to have a progressive fat tax that will be based, the bigger your waistline, the more taxes you pay.
I say we
really?
Yeah.
Jeez, that'd be the GDP of Latin America.
Neil, can we create a Tic Tac tax?
It's just out of control. All right. So, Maegan, when you look at this, what do you see happening? Do you think some of your friends on the left have gotten a little too ahead of themselves, or is this a desirable route where we address preventative behavior and get a lid on it right now?
I mean, I would love what a fat tax would do to my dating life. I'd really like to see that go up. But yes, they've definitely crossed the line here.
Why do you call us a liberal, a left kind of policy?
You know, Maegan,
here in America, in New York City, we had a quote-unquote right mayor, right politicians putting through the same types of taxes.
Don't yell at me. I'm on your side, Spark. I'm not the one sending you the socialist message. That's Lizzie. All right, so, Jonathan, what do you make of that?
Yeah, well, I think Maegan unfortunately highlights the problems, for example, in the healthcare bill, is that we talked about it last week, stipulates the labeling. Cody pointed out, I mean, New York City, they banned trans fat, they banned salt.
But
the government's taking a very vested interest in what you put in your mouth and in your body.
My favorite part is this, is that this study says junk food is as addictive as cocaine, but if say that all that, you know, the fat-causing whatever you're eating creates a cancer, women shouldn't get a mammogram, you know, under the U.S.'s guidelines, right, on an annual basis to check for that. The U.S. government, the HHS, said women should rethink getting mammograms every year or check for cervical cancer if obesity does cause cancer. So they're telling you that it's as addictive as cocaine, the nature of science, whatever it is. And, you know, then the government's saying don't even check into it.
Once again, you leave me.
It's like she's at the Pac-10 SEC debate again,
That's
Neil.
how brilliant
Who'd
she
you
is.
have win in the Final
She's
Four
like
now?
Yoda. She says some stuff and you think about it later.
I had Georgetown winning the whole thing.
Not wise.
That's why you should TiVo this show.
Yes, indeed, just to think about it.
And I'd like to know that Jonathan is hoarding all the snacks
Maegan, but even
and not
you're
sharing.
saying this is going far, right? And I think it's a preview of coming attraction, by the way.
I definitely think that the liberal movement needs to reconsider its relationship with moderates and assess how far it's going in the direction of interfering with nuanced choices in people's lives.
And can I just say, it's just like a capitalist pig to bring some pork rinds on set and not share.
Well, Yeah, well, he's in
It's so
Chicago. It's
true.
kind of hard for him to do that.
virtual
We're
share.
going to take a quick break here, and we come back. We're going to try to humiliate Jonathan.
You heard of 3D TV.